Take All right, brother, time to let it fly. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Bungee. Oh, yeah. That's right, y'all. It's just that easy. Forward, backward. It's your time. Do it your way. Cash, credit, debit. We'll make it easy to say yes right here in the bungee zone. This whole family looks like they're ready.
Coming out, the Strawberry Festival, last day of the Strawberry Festival. We're here at the Promenade, and our next presentation. Here we go, Sonia Lee Pacheco. Thank you so much.
Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. Okay, first of all, I have to apologize. I have a very bad cold. So if anybody doesn't understand or if I need to repeat something, please let me know. Since 1985, first of all, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is my 18th year. I've been at your wonderful Strawberry Festival, selling my recycled jewelry. And I'm so happy to be here. This is the first time I'm speaking about it. What I started doing is just regular costume jewelry. And I said, you know, I want to have some different jewelry. So I said, what can I do to make me different and people really enjoy it a little more? Because you go to the malls and see the beaded things and watches. And so I decided to do recycle. And from 29 years ago, I worked for Victoria's Secret, saved all my money. 2 years after that, I said, I'm doing it. And that's exactly what I did. So I started with some pretty bizarre things. So I'd like to kind of start to show you some of the mediums that we can use for jewelry. And my earrings are pretty intense to make, but we're going to get into the gift bag item. That's going to be really cool for you guys to try to make today, because I don't have all the time to do the earrings, but I want to put in everybody's mind what you really can think of to reuse rather than just throwing away, okay? So I brought about 12 pairs of earrings, what I used for very unusual things, okay? And has anybody ever used anything for recycle? Have you made anything? Well, I see you have a really neat necklace on, and it's made from a rock. A bottle cap. And I used to do a lot of that as well. So I think that's kind of creative. Did you make that yourself?
No.
Oh, but see, are you understanding that you can get really unusual things and make into jewelry or something for the house or a collage on the wall? Don't throw things away, especially plastic. Let's recycle, okay? Yeah. So one of my first things I've done years ago, I started 29 years ago, what I do, this one right here, it's gold jewelry. So I go to thrift stores, secondhand stores. People give me a lot of old jewelry. I tear it apart, and you guys can come up and look if you can't see it really well here from sitting there. And I have old watch parts, old chains, old pearls. You see what I'm saying, what you can use, okay? This one's really neat. Can anybody guess? No, you probably saw, but this one here, no one would ever think that is old sunglasses. Sunglasses. So I tear them all apart and use the lens part for the base. And then you put all the embellishments, all the pearls, all the rhinestones, and then I wrap it with wire. And you can add puff paint, you can add pearls, chains, whatever you want to do. And it's as light as a feather. Who would think? Sunglasses, right? We all probably have 100 pairs of old sunglasses, and I made it into something I sell. Now, this one's really neat too. My sister is a nurse, so she gave me, years ago, plaster, you know when you have a broken arm, like plaster cast material. When that is immersed in water, you can form it any way you want. So I came up with a brilliant idea, crazy idea, of making it into the little discs, and then after it dried, I painted it and added all the rhinestones, all the glitter. Is that crazy or what? And when you come up here to really see it hands-on, it's pretty amazing, okay? Now, this is one of my favorites as well. Now, we all have old jeans, all of that sort of thing. I cut up jean material, real skinny, dipped it in Elmer's glue, and formed it into these cute G-rings. How about that? Pretty neat, huh? Yes. And then you put glitter on it, you can put glaze on it. And oh, by the way, a lot of my supplies back in the day when I first started making jewelry, there was no Michaels and Joann's and Hobby Lobby, so I had to kind of invent all this back then, almost 30 years ago. Of course, now we can go to any of those stores and really get anything we absolutely need, you know. And also, I'm giving you a little handout for all of you. You can always call me at my studio. I can always, if you're really into making some of this, I'll be more than happy to share where I get everything. Because what we want to do, we want everyone to be making this because it's all about recycle, right? So now this is a really neat one too. Duct tape. Has anybody made anything out of duct tape? People are making a lot of things out of duct tape nowadays, aren't they? I take old flat shells and take duct tape and put a little glaze over it. Voila, look at jewelry. Isn't that amazing? It's crazy what kind of duct tape they have now. And I know that's not recycled, but it's just a really unusual medium. And the shell that I use is recycled always underneath it. Okay, now this is a beautiful one. And I haven't made these for a little while, but I've been thinking about doing it again. I take antique silverware, which we can get garage sales, household sales, around the house, and I bend it, and then I put old jewelry on it. Now that's pretty neat, and that's a pin, okay? And then I put all sorts of rhinestones. I mean, anything you really decide to put on, you can, you know. And then all the backings can be bought at Joann's, Michael's, so on and so forth, okay? So that's pretty fun, huh? And then I have, let me go over here and show you some of these. I think I'm going to keep the best to last, do the most unusual. Okay. Now, I love wrapping paper and wrapping bags and all that. So I think about 15 years ago, I came up with this. It's wrapping paper. We all have tons of old wrapping paper at home, and I take wrapping paper, reused wrapping paper, and put on watercolor paper, and then do all these little discs. And when you're coming up a little later, you'll be able to see, you know, how I really do it, because I know it's hard to see the little pieces up here, but it's really neat. And then I take real thin gold and actually put on there with a glaze over it, okay? And that's the limit. I mean, it's limitless what you can do. And I use, and you'll see all my examples up here too. I use music sheet paper, old French newspaper, comic strips. It's pretty unusual and out there, but I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, now this one here, eggshells. We throw all our eggshells away, right? Not soon yet. I take recycled mat board and I put this stuff called a modeling paste. It's kind of like Play-Doh kind of, and then you put that on there and then set the eggshells right in there, and then paint it with silk dye or watercolor paint, and then I put the glazes over it, and that's pretty incredible too. Actually, all these things I'm telling you to use for jewelry, you can also take, I do a lot of bowls. I find at garage sales or wherever, and you can do the same concept. And unfortunately, I don't have one with me, but you can take everything I'm telling you about the jewelry can be on bowls and plates and that type of thing. It makes it a really neat display on your table. And I mean, look at any color you want to use, you can. You can put little pearls in there. Here again, rhinestones, whatever. I'm saving this one to last. Okay. Dried apple slices. Really cute. So I literally take old apples that I am going to throw away, slice them, dehydrate them, and put that heavy-duty glaze on them. Pretty neat, huh? And not only can that be used for earrings or jewelry, but that can be used to decorate gift bags. All you have to do is use your mind, you know, and your creativity. What can I do with that instead of just throwing things away? And of course, when I do different festivals, apple festivals, of course, I make lots of those to sell. Now, another one that I'm very, very fond of using are old shells. Of course, you guys living at the beach here, access to shells, or I live in Vegas and you can get them, but I think shells just by themselves, them being from the beach, and I mean, they're just beautiful. It's a nature thing. I drill them, put all the little hardware in them. There you go, you've got your shells. You've got your earrings. Now, what I do with these here, that's a capiche shell, also kind of like this, but a little flatter. And then I take these and paint them. And you can probably see all the puff paint on there. So you can, here again, you can use all the paints, all the glazes, and then the hardware from the jewelry store, or Joann's, Michael's, that sort of thing. And you can see how that's made, okay? But like I said, when you come on up here, you can see everything in a little more detail, which you'll be able to make better. Now, one of my favorites, and this is probably the most unusual jewelry that I've ever made in almost 30 years, is I'm a master paper maker. So, excuse me, I know I make all handmade paper, which is pretty labor intensive, but and unfortunately I don't have all the blenders and streams and everything to show you guys here, but at least I wanted to bring one and kind of explain to you how I do that. Paper making's been around forever. You can make it thin, thick. I prefer to make it a little thicker, and this one is made from dryer lids. The junk from the dryer. Can you imagine that somebody crazy lady from Vegas makes beautiful jewelry from that? And then here again, I've made big wall collages and all that. But I just love the fact that we all throw that dryer lint away, but I take it out and then I have to clean it. And it's a big process, but after the paper, it takes up to 7 days to make paper, but the earrings are absolutely spectacular. And they are about as lightweight, and here again, when you feel everything, you can see how lightweight it is, okay? So this is just some of them that I do. Now, one of my styles of jewelry that I've made for the last 2 years, and I'm very much so concentrating on it, are my wine cork jewelry, which is called wineware. So let me show you that. Now, anybody have any wine corks out? Nobody drinks, is it? Nah. So what I've done, I've always enjoyed wine and for many years drink it. And I was collecting the wine corks because I think aesthetically they just look great in big bowls and they just look cool around the house, okay? But of course, Miss Sonia takes it a step further. What can I do with those wine corks? So I came up with, well, first of all, the easier things to make are little necklaces and keychains, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do these, but these are pretty easy to design and to make. I really add a lot of embellishments on them, but they can be very simple, no problem. But the neat thing about this, everybody can make these because you don't have to cut the cords. Now on my earrings here, in which hopefully all of you will come and visit my booth at 506 over there, you will see the real intense, real complicated ones over there, but I do really simple ones as well. But cutting cords, here's some styles of my earrings. What you do is cut it, I have to cut it in four times, because one cord will equal 2 pairs of earrings, right? I mean, actually 8. So when I cut them, which I have a carpenter cut now because there's so many of them that do, I used to be cutting it with an electric knife and then doing all the sanding. You can imagine how time-consuming that was. And then I started to sell these more and more at the art show, so I was needing more and more. So I did have to get a carpenter to help me do that. And he's devised all different ways how to cut it. And he set up a little jig, so I don't have to use that. But not me, okay? But there is an awful lot of sanding involved in this. But cords are pretty neat. They're lightweight. Of course, it's recycled. And, I mean, it's just really neat. And also, what I do for my clients is if you've gone to Italy or a trip or a wedding, you always have that special cork. And you might want to remember this because you folks can make this. Wedding anniversary, you take that cork and make it into jewelry. So it's a really kind of a neat thing that you can have forever, you know. Now, with the earrings here, as you can see, you can just do anything with them. I love putting all the little charms. I use pewter charms. And here again, all of this can be bought at Michael's, Joann's, and always you can call me. I'll let you know the sources to get it around here. Does everybody live right around here? Right. But in any most larger town, you can find Hobby Lobby or any of those places. And I do sell wholesale also. If you need charms, anything you need, I have. But these are my quarter cup earrings, and some I add the charms, some I don't. You know, it all depends on what you folks want. And you know, I'm sure everybody can come up with their own ideas of what they absolutely love. Okay. Now that is basically some of the earrings that I make. And I mean, I've made hundreds and hundreds of different styles over the years. But I mean, I can't bring all of it here to show exactly how to make everything. But I did bring another neat thing that I love to do is make gift bags. Does everybody go, when you go to the store, you buy the beautiful gift bags and it costs $4 or $5, okay? I'm tired of doing that, so I make my own. So all of us have brown paper bags at home, right? I'm sure. So what I do is take the little bags and incorporate all that recycled stuff. And look at how cute these are. Okay? And I came up with a little way you use all your recycled ribbons. You can use anything that you can think of. Strings, ribbons, whatever. And then use all the recycled materials and then make your own little pattern on it. This one I use quartz. This here, oh, this is a great one. Credit cards.
Next up, we have about 4 people left, so if you did pay for your... Heads out, heads out.
Oh, come on.
Move up if you want.
Yeah, so close. Somebody's in the face, one that's so bad, you know that? Ah!
Thank you, Karina.
Going to be shooting pictures of the winner. This is exciting. Okay, Lacey Ruby with my Jim Ventura. The kids healthy with all the physical activity, learning, games. And Christy Wynn, Christy Wynn with Babies All Right. Let's give her another round of applause. She's going to give me a gift card afterwards. There she is. Yay, let's give her a big round of applause. There she is. Yeah, oh, we're so glad you could join us today. All right, so I'm not quite sure how she's going to tell.
How big can you make it? How big can you make it? As big as I want?
There we go. Start from the bottom.
Oh my God.
No. Right there?
About strawberries. A lot of people ask, well, do they grow on a vine? Do they grow on trees? We get lots of questions about that. I think all of you know they grow in the dirt. Bare-root plant starts from one plant to another. And there's an actual process that you can see here. So make sure you take a look at it. But again, it's our perfect coastal climate, our dirt, just the right amount of sun, and all of that together is why our strawberries are so tasty. So how are you liking that? Good. Well, you've got the recipes here. We're going to do one more recipe for you.
Yeah,
Very
we're
excited.
gonna move to the salad side. You know, this recipe calls for kale. Some people don't like kale. Some people don't like cooking kale. Or cooking the salad style. This particular way, we're gonna use raw. You need to clean your kale. All you have to do is go to the ends, grab the 2 ends, and just pull it. So you get the stem out, the thick part out.
That's a really good tip.
Oh, you can do it. I mean, some people don't like it.
It's a little hard to chop.
Correct. So you just peel it and pull it.
I like
Very,
it.
very easy to do.
And the stem is bitter, so maybe you can
It's a little bit, to me, I'll leave the whole thing.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me at all. But some people have very unique tastes that they don't like, you said, they don't like something hard and chewy. So
Right.
this is the best way
Why
to
is
go.
kale so popular right now? Are you getting a lot of requests in your board?
You know what? Right now, we get a lot of requests of greens, not just the kale, but the big tops, spinach, endive,
Okay.
curly endive. It's just people like more. They're gonna get away a little bit of the lettuce, the regular lettuce. They're gonna do something more exotic in their salads.
And these other greens are very healthy as well.
Very healthy. You don't have to cook it. You can just roll like any other salad.
Does anybody grow any kale in their garden right now? Do you have any gardeners that are doing any growing?
It's very simple growth. You can have white kale, purple kale, just regular green kale. I mean, it's a nice decoration plant for your garden. See what they last a long time.
Okay, I like this. If you want to learn how to garden and grow your own food, where's Laura? Busy back there doing samples. The truck farm is over in the green scene, and we have a fully planted garden with everything that you would see. And if you can grow a garden in the back of a truck, you can certainly grow one at home. You only need a box about that big, and it can save you at least $100 every month, and your produce is right there in your backyard. So that whole idea, right from your farm, your mini garden to your table, just a healthy way to eat. We probably get a lot of requests for farm to table.
You know, you're gonna make everything fresh on it. So it's, I mean, again, I have to remind you to get rid of to me and just do it.
Where we are, we have everything here. Okay, so what's our ingredients for our
So
salad?
our ingredients for the salad will be green kale, red cabbage, green cabbage, broccoli, feta cheese, olive oil. Also, you can add rice white vinegar, balsamic vinegar. It all depends on your taste and how.
Now this all sounds super healthy.
It's very healthy.
I know, and again, you don't even have to turn the stove on.
No, the thing is that people
For
have
the hot weather, a lot of people don't want to cook inside when it's hot.
Exactly. Now you can see even healthy is not boring. You can be very outgoing and creative on all the ingredients in the salad and you can eat at home.
Well, let's watch you make this salad.
So on the salad we're going to do, you can do it different ways. On the kale you can just rake it by hand. It all depends how big do you want your greens. Or you can just chop it and slice it as you're going to do coleslaw. Okay, this time we're going to do small donuts. Bring out to our bowls in here. We get some great cabbage, purple cabbage.
That's so easy.
What is this? It's like
I'm
some
still
practice.
cutting the jalapenos right now.
Years of practice.
It's really pretty too, the salad. You
It's going to be very colorful.
There's cream, white
Correct.
creams, and of course the rest is very
Yeah, you can do some layers on all the ingredients, or you can just mix it up in and just decorate one of the riches on the top.
Okay.
Now it's going to make us a little bit of this. You don't need to cut it in pieces. You can just go straight to the head and just slice it. And just go all the way around. Then you get an even cut.
Wow, that almost saves the whole step there.
Exactly. You can say a lot of greens too. So mix it all up.
Alright, so far we have our kale.
We got the kale, we got the red cabbage, the green cabbage, then we go to the broccoli. And then you can put as much broccoli you want. Different ways to cut your broccoli. Some people just like the cutting needle and they do it, but some people don't like the big stem. So what you do is put your broccoli upside down and just cut right with the stem meets the broccoli. So you can see it's pretty easy. You just do the like you're shaving, you don't need to cut it, just shave.
And I think it was worth this coming day learning these tips.
Right.
It would be so nice to take that. Now, what do you do with the extra? I get asked this
Okay.
a lot. At the
And
food
things you
bank,
can do,
you have
if you
to
have
go out.
rabbits,
What do you
go
do?
to your rabbits.
Or bunnies?
Also, if you don't, just kind of put it, you know what, it's a compost.
Can you put it in? Can you compost it?
Yes, you can compost it. Just chop it really fine and just add it to your garden. It also do anything, you know, it will not damage.
And just throw it back in there.
It will get your soil more rich
What
because
about
of
for all the people that like to juice? I don't know how many of you do that. I know that's become really popular. Can you use this
you can
here
just,
too?
everything you use is fine.
Okay.
One of this, this granule, this carrots, celery, and beetroots.
Oh,
Very,
yum.
very happy. So you're just going to cut the broccoli. Smaller pieces.
Mix that all together.
You can add tomatoes if you want to. Again, if you like tomatoes, I like tomatoes and everything. You can add strawberries to decorate the strawberries. So a little bit of cheese on top. Again, you can serve it as layers, as the way it is right now. Just a little bit of your strawberries on it, just to garnish it.
Last week when you did this on TV, you have to do it a whole lot faster.
We only have 2 minutes.
But really, it doesn't take a whole lot of time to
I think
prepare
this
a
is-
really nutritious meal for your family.
I think also you have all your ingredients near you and in the house. Everything is really, really fast.
Now, if I did want to make this dinner, what would you suggest? What would be my protein? Would I do
Your protein will-
steak on top of this? Could I do chicken, fish? What would you recommend?
You can do that. You can, oh, you can do, again, you can do, you like chicken, add chicken to it. Real chicken, so say chicken, roasted chicken. You can put fish, like salmon, tilapia, you know, halibut. Just,
And that
you can
will
add-
all mix with all the flavors.
So one add a little bit flavor, a little bit olive oil. Again, everything is to taste. Put in more salt and pepper.
It smells really good. The freshness of all of that together.
To the fresh food. It's amazing. Again, like in this one, you already have in the bowl. You can just put it on the table like that and serve it, or you just mix everything together.
And what would you serve this dish with? Would you do it as a meal? Would you do it as a side?
Oh, you know, I start as just as a salad. I started as a salad. But if you want to do it as a full meal, you can do it because you can add your chicken or your fish and make it a good meal.
And then in one step.
Correct.
And pretty economical because when you're working with veggies,
It's very, you know, vegetables are really inexpensive to serve right now because it's a menu that we have.
right?
And also you can serve it where you can have, if you have a little bowl like this one, you can use the kale as a decoration.
And this, now this is the entertaining tip. I love this. This is beautiful for presentation. Can they see this on the TV? Are they watching?
This is manicure sliced chicken and half of this one. Because when you have, when you have guests in your house, you have nice young products, really nice too. And we can start with the spoons. We're going to give you the sauce and just put it behind the properly.
That was just gorgeous. Now, and I probably represent my protein. I would probably pick some low.
Right, if you're going to plate, then you can slice your chicken or your fish burger on top, and you can just put more cheese. You can sneak it through your own personal cut.
Great to serve it that way.
And again, a nice, beautiful plate platter. It will look real nice.
Absolutely. Can we give Chef Martin a round of applause? Absolutely. Mr. Carousel has another corn around. There's Casey. How did you wake up, buddy? Did you wake up? So you would eat kale, right? Totally good. Add with the strawberries. Yep. I'm seeing lots of heads nod. Such a simple recipe.
Right there, if you're interested to have any recipes, I'll be more than happy to share my recipes with you. If you have any questions, I will answer all your questions you might have. And I love sharing my recipes. If you want a specific recipe that I don't have, I'm more than happy to make one for you.
Well, and thank you again. So for all of you that would like to learn more, you can always connect. Laura is running around making sure you have your samples. If you'd like the recipes, they're on the Food Share website. We really appreciate you coming in to learn about these very flavorful dishes. We celebrate the strawberry because it does so much for our economy here in Ventura County. We're very, very grateful for that.
First layer of rice about a third, and the second layer just enough to fill the top of the ingredients. That way you can take advantage of this. This is also nice to remember. You make the channel and then use your fingers to make the channel wider.
Put your hands together, come on!
We came to stick your daddy say. Cause I ain't seen nothing to your daddy on about it, only show me a change your way. I'm that cheerleader was a real leader all the time like I reminisce. For the best thing, the lover with a sister and a cousin, only started with a little kid like this. Woo! Seesaw swing with your girl in the school and her feet flying up in the air. Hey, little with your kitty in the middle of the swing like I didn't care. So I took a big chance on the high school dance with the bitch who was ready to play. Wasn't me she was going to continue what she was doing, but she told me how to walk this way. Tell me to walk this way, talk this way, walk this way, talk this way, walk this way, talk this way. She told me to walk this way, talk this way. Just give me a kiss. Like this. With a cabin in the closet, with skirts flying way over the knees. There was 3 young ladies in the school gym, and I one that was looking at me. I was a high school dude and never made it with the ladies till the boss summer thought on our best. And then the next door neighbor had a daughter with a finger, so I gave a little kid a kiss like this. Ow! I see some swing with your balls in the school and a feet flying up in the air. Said, hey, diddle with your kitty in the middle of the swing like I didn't care. So I took a big chance on a high school dance with a bitch who was ready to play. Wasn't me too much fun, cause you know what how to do it. Told me I want to ride. Walk this way, talk this way, walk this way, talk this way. You told me to walk this way, talk this way. Walk this way, talk this way, just give me peace. Like this.